connection and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. Fight for life. 949298290. That's 9298290. Wanna know where David's gonna be? Get invites, updates, and community. When he's in your city, you won't miss a thing. Just text the number, let your phone ring, 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 ring. 949298290. That's 949298290. Events, connection, and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. Fight for life. 949298290. That's 949298290. Wanna know where David's gonna be? Get invites, updates, and community. When he's in your city, you won't miss a thing. Just text the number, let your phone ring, 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 ring. 949298290. That's 949298290. Events, connection, and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. Fight for life. 949298290. That's 949298290.
Wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by legendary sports executive, entrepreneur, and investor David Meltzer, where the brightest entrepreneurial minds in business, sports, and entertainment get together to talk about success, failure, and everything in between.
There's so much more effort someone will give if it is not seen as the job, but the thing that they enjoy doing with their life.
We both view all of it that way. It's like, how in this interaction am I going to add excessive value to the person on the other side? And neither of us, I think, accept anything less than that.
I have no self-worth tied up in Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk, the entrepreneur. My self-worth is fully and utterly 100% attached to how I treat human beings.
Take a deep dive into the mind of some of the world's most impactful guests.
Very simply, getting people's mind realigned and showing them evidence of what they can do so that they know that they can make the right decision in the moment.
I knew I could get better, and I knew, because no matter how late to the game you are, there's a phrase I invite everybody to live by, which is, there's always room for the best.
To share their strategies and tools to dominate their respective fields.
Overarching umbrella, I would say, about how to accomplish it all is to find things that you're just really passionate about and that you love and you're interested in.
You got to do it because you truly love it. And at some point, if you're thriving in it and if you are being progressive at it, you'll probably get recognized for that.
David Meltzer hosts Office Hours.
Good morning, everyone. Happy 4th of July weekend, celebrating the greatest country ever, the only country I know in the entire world where you can have absolutely nothing, be at the basement of your basement, and still be able to accomplish anything you desire, to be the best at whatever it is you desire to be. We are blessed to be here today for the Ask Me Anything takeaways of the month. And I want to, of course, acknowledge the king himself, the Nick of Wam, spending his 4th of July with his family in Michigan. And Nick, why don't you go ahead and set the room? Oh, I don't know where Nick is. Anyways, maybe not. We'll go ahead and there he is. Hey, Nick.
How are we doing? We have properly got the reins in terms of the Breakfast with Champions here. And I just let everybody know what today's training topic is, but have not invited or obligated anybody yet.
And then on this side of it, I have introduced everyone and I said, Nick, why don't you set the room? So why don't you reset the room for everybody there on Clubhouse and here for the multicast with every single platform that we have. Go ahead, let everybody know where we're going to be. Obviously, we have plenty of time. It's Ask Me Anything and takeaways of the month. So you bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. And please, anybody that would like to replay any of the exercises, the guides, or books that are mentioned, I will send to you for free. Email me, David means beloved, at the first initial, Meltzer means servant. And Nick, why don't we reset the room again, and we'll get started with some Q&A. How's that sound? And takeaways of the month.
I can't forget the takeaways. That's my favorite part, is getting to learn from everybody, let alone yourself, as always. And want to welcome everybody here on the multicast as we are live on all platforms. And of course, all of our friends here in the Breakfast with Champions for joining us. This is another edition of David's Free Friday training series that he has been doing for over 28 years. And today's topic is takeaway of the month and or Ask Me Anything. So for any of our friends joining us on the multicast, as you guys have your takeaways to share, your questions for David today, please make sure to put them into the chat. And for all of our friends here in the Breakfast with Champions, of course, the best room and community on Clubhouse, let's make sure that we are inviting any of our friends, family, colleagues, whoever would benefit from this conversation, as we always want to grow and expand the room. And for anybody that may have a question for David today or would like to share their takeaway of the month, if you're in the audience, use the hand icon in the lower left-hand corner of your screen to request to join the stage. And of course, if you're already on stage, just go ahead and put a quick note in the room chat, and we'll be happy to pass the mic over your way. Now, before we get started with Mr. Meltzer's takeaway of the month of June. I want to remind everybody on where we're going to be, as of course we are on tour to over 200 cities every single year, and adding on in each and every one of those cities what we call a car wash, which is the addition of a community meetup, holding court, or even one of our VIP dinners for charity. So come and join us next week after America's 250th birthday, as we are going to be in Viva Las Vegas for NBA Summer League 2026. Then from there, we'll be jumping over to New York City, back in the Mecca. It's been way too long, and we're going to be there for Fanatics Fest 2026, plus Car Wash, of course, with all the GOATs, whether it's Tom Brady, Travis Scott. We can go on, but we are blessed with the best. Then from New York, we'll be jumping back to the greatest stadium in the world as FIFA gives it back to us. That is, of course, SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, for the July edition of our Mastermind, plus a car wash there in LA as well. Then jumping over to Miami, Florida, with Lionel Messi and Inter CF Miami for our Game Day Mastermind experience. Across the pond to London for our private members UK Mastermind plus car wash as well. And then closing out our 2-week sprint in Breckenridge, Colorado with the Breckenridge Golf Club VIP dinner plus car wash once again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys did not get the jingle at the very beginning of our show, that is our text community, which gives you the reminders on where we're going to be in over 200 invitations, but not obligations a year. So if you would like to join us, all you need to do is text us at area code 949. Next 3 digits are 298. Last 4 digits are 2905. And of course, as any great leaders do, we will be repetitive and annoying all throughout today's show with the text community, let alone make sure that we put it in the chat. Now, with that said, Mr. Meltzer, I turn it over to you to get us rocking and rolling and sharing what is your takeaway from the month of June.
My takeaway is the results equation, which was a Napoleon Hill Institute training that I did. Because I think the biggest conflict that I see is I do meetups, hold court around the world, over 200 cities, giving a minimum of an hour to listen for what people want to learn. Most people have a difficult time with attachment to outcomes. They have a perspective of either I'll be happy when, or they have anxiety or a variety of interference because things aren't happening fast enough. And there is a formula to get the results that you desire, or even better, even though every day we face circumstances that provide evidence that is either non-existent that we're going to get to where we want to be or better, or it's contrary to where we want to be or better. And these circumstances create even more interference, or they move us into a trajectory that's not aligned with our divine direction. And so the results equation was my biggest takeaway, which is what we think, say, do, believe, and feel become our perception. Our perception creates meaning. We control that entire process. We control the thoughts that we have. We control what we do, say, think, feel, and believe. We control the perceptions of it. We control the meaning we give it, which controls our behaviors. Now, is it easy? It sounds simple, but you and I, Nick, we both live the simple things to do or simple not to do. Is it easy to control the thoughts, words, beliefs, feelings that we have that create the perceptions? Is it easy to control our perceptions through gratitude, forgiveness, and accountability? Is it easy to control the meaning of the mistakes, failures, setbacks, defining moments, historical relevances of our past? And is it easy to control our behavior? Let me give you an example, which is a good one of how this works. If, for example, you're looking for a result to quit smoking, you can control your thoughts, the words, the actions, the feelings and beliefs, the perception that you can do it, the meaning to stay alive longer, not just have a lifespan, but have a health span. You can control all of that. And believe it or not, it would result in a behavior, because what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, how we perceive it, what meaning we give it, creates those behaviors, and it's the behaviors that create the result. And here's the example. I know there's billions of dollars made for people to quit smoking, but I'll give you the solution to quit smoking that's 100% proven. Do not put a cigarette in your mouth. Ta-da! Not really that complex, Nick, to do not put a cigarette in your mouth. But again, that will create the results that you want, but you need to have free will to do, say, think, feel, and believe, to create the perceptions, the meanings, and the behaviors. The behaviors create the result. So the evidence that exists today, the circumstances that exist today, have no bearing on where you want to be or better. So my takeaway is the better we control what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, the better we control our perceptions, the better we control the meaning of that perception, the better we control our behaviors, because it's simple, but the simple things to do are simple not to do, like not putting a cigarette in your mouth, equals the results that we desire or even better. So that is the results equation. If anybody would like it, I have a complete training on it. I have exercises, guides. I'd be happy to send it to you. David means beloved. At D is my first initial. Meltzer means servant. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com.
Beautiful. And before we turn it over to the rest of our community, in alignment with sharing their takeaways as well as their questions for you today, I would love to take the liberty to share my takeaway.
I was going to ask you for yours. You beat me to the punch, either a takeaway or a question that you may have, or both. But go ahead, Nick. Help me out.
Yeah, my takeaway is actually something that came it came to us on actually July 1st technically, but it's definitely something that's resonating with me very much right now. I'm sure that the majority of people in our community saw the let's call it the activation that was at the Empire State Building this week, as we had some climbers with a very specific message that they had put out. And their message is actually what had resonated with me. And that message was, when the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. And I thought that it was a very beautiful reminder, not only the power of love, but also the power of humility. And when you have a great harmony between the two, how we can empower others to empower others with our mission, which is to make people happy by making a lot of money for the sake of helping a lot of people and having a lot of fun while we do it.
I love that, man. I should post that on my threads. That is beautiful.
Take note.
Take a just a comment on that in the realm of my takeaway of the month in the results equation. Imagine how simple it would be to get all the world leaders together and have them agree that every penny that they're spending on weapons and war, that they would spend on education, environment, and food. Imagine what the world would be, but not to be John Lennon-esque, right? But imagine all the people, right? And so, these ideas, although they may sound cliche, there's a reason they're cliche. Because human nature never changes, and those truths, the repetitive, honest truth of love over power, or being able to have peace or ease, not just externally, but internally. That's where you need to start. If you're not at peace, at ease yourself, you cannot give it to others.
Nope.
You will be stuck in the interferences of separation, inferiority, superiority, anxiety, frustration, depression, resentment, guilt, worry, the duplicate negative of all time. Not only are you interfering with where you want to be or better, you're wishing for what you don't want most of the time with these interferences as well. What a beautiful thing. Please restate it just so Mikey gets it down, what was stated on the Empire State Building.
Yep. So the quote was, when the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. And I see the chat is lighting up, everybody with love wins and so on and so forth. And it's such in connection with us and, of course, our frequency, let alone, the 528 frequency of love as well.
You got it, man. I'm so proud of you. What a great takeaway. All right, my brother. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling as the first quarter is already coming to a close.
It's crazy how time flies when you're having fun. Let's turn it over to our community to get understand what people are listening for, and of course, what's resonating with them. I want to turn to a good friend here, as we have on so many requests, both on the webinar and the multicast, as well as here in the Breakfast with Champions on Clubhouse. Our first takeaway or ask me anything of the day is going to be the Meltzer double, Mr. Eric Meltzer. That is no family affiliation, just kindred spirits and souls. Mr. Eric, it is great to see you here as always. Happy Friday. Unmute yourself and share away, my friend.
Cool. Thank you so much, Nick and Dave. So my takeaway is that people's actions speak louder than words. When people show their true colors, be thankful and realize you can't change others to fit into the mold you want them to, no matter how much you may desire it.
Eric, what a great cliche once again, which means it's resonating true for multiple years with billions of people, that your actions speak louder than your words. One of the things to think about within the context of those actions is, what do I think about those actions? How do they align with me synergistically, supplementally? How relative are they associated to me? How much do those actions feed me through the bleeding and feeding that they may cause? And a lot of times we want to have something happen so bad that we ignore the obvious. So we keep on making excuses for the actions of others that are not aligned with our values, are not aligned with our divine direction of where we want to be or better. And so as we interpret those actions and allow them, the one thing we don't want to do is feel punished. You know, so many people, they will use blame, shame, justification when their or other people's actions are not aligned with the divine. And we want to be accountable. We want to say to ourselves, what did I do to be responsible for this action of another? What did I do to attract this action of another? What did I do to participate in the perception of the action or other? One of the greatest lessons that I've learned, it was a takeaway years and years ago on It Ask Me Anything. And I believe I learned it from an ex-football player, Hakeem Valdez, a great entrepreneur who's involved in real estate and coffee. But Hakeem said to me, David, the greatest takeaway I've had is to trust and vet. And it's so interesting because I went down a road of understanding trust. And so if I trust Nick implicitly, which by the way, I do, and Nick makes a representation to me, words of some sort of action that he is going to take, and I don't ask him questions, I don't feel comfortable because I trust him to make sure that we're not miscommunicating, I don't misunderstand something, because a lot of times the words are misunderstood or miscommunicated. There's no bad intention in the action that does not align with the words that I thought I heard. And so trusting and vetting goes beyond just somebody overselling, back-end selling, lying, manipulating, and cheating. Yes, the vetting process will very quickly expose that. But about 80% of the time, notating everybody that 99% of Dave Meltzer statistics are made up. About 80% of the time, you must trust the person first. And then because of the trust, you should feel comfortable and confident in asking uncomfortable questions, not just to find out if they're lying, cheating, manipulating, overselling, and back-end selling, but simply if there's a miscommunication. It's not what they said, it's what you heard. And those can cause this conflict between what you said and what you do. And so there's a lot of layers and subtleties and understanding that actions do speak louder than words, because not only do they indicate if somebody's lying, cheating, manipulating, overselling, and back-end selling, but it also exposes miscommunication, misunderstanding, which I believe happens about 80% of the time. And we just are not good listeners because we don't practice listening. You see, listening itself is a non-active behavior. You can hear while you're sleeping, right? So if the fireworks go off tomorrow night and you fell asleep early, they're going to wake you. But you don't have to actively listen. But you have to actively see. You have to actively see. So seeing, you have to actively speak. You're not just unconsciously speaking all the time. It just, the words just don't come out all day long without you having activity involved. So it's very important to understand, Eric, that you are accountable. You are accountable for other people's actions, to the respect that what did I do to be responsible for the incongruency between what I thought was said and what is being done? What did I do to attract this to myself? And what am I doing to participate in the perception? And most importantly, as you know, to take control of the situation, the circumstance, we must ask ourselves the most important question of accountability: what am I supposed to learn from it? That's all. That's the gift of every miscommunication and every action that does not align with the words that we thought we heard. What am I supposed to learn from it? A beautiful cliche, a beautiful takeaway, and a beautiful soul. I'm so sorry that you've experienced yet again in your life that actions speak louder than words. But at least now, hopefully, you have some greater understanding why actions speak louder than words, because people lie, manipulate, cheat, oversell, back and sell some of the time, but they also miscommunicate and are misunderstood a lot of the time. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, man. Hard, good lessons to learn. Really thankful for all your guidance and just going at it with me shoulder to shoulder. Thank you so much, Dave.
You got to E. All right. Thank you so much. We're rocking and rolling on July 3rd, Friday, and our community shows up as they do. But if you would like the lesson of trusting and vetting, please email me, the beloved servant, David@dmeltzer.com. David@dmeltzer.com. Nick of Wam, which rhymes with .com. Why don't you go ahead and let me know if somebody else has a takeaway or a question for the beloved servant.
Absolutely.
I'm like Ricky Henderson now. I'm talking to myself in the third person.
I was going to say, this is a new one for us. We've got Marianne, who has a short window here before she boards her flight. So would love to prioritize you, Marianne. Unmute yourself and go ahead and share your takeaway or question for David today.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so two things to take away is, first of all, from just now, love your neighbor as yourself. And I've been really bad at that. I love others more than myself in the past. Let's talk about that. And so that's been a big thing, putting myself first, and also putting my calendar first. I realize there's a big difference between being busy and now being intentional with the calendar. Due to the transition I've always been rigorous, scheduling things, but the calendar is packed. And really learning the difference. So what I now need to know, when are you guys on with the well-oiled machine, reviewing your calendar? Because the calendar that I learned was from rigor and constant movement and survival, whether it was my own or when I worked at the mayor's office. And now I really want to study my calendar more as I've been. So that's what I'm learning. And I'd like to know, when do you review that?
It's so beautiful. Thank you. There's so much to unpack there. So thank you. We got you before you got on your plane. So first of all, with the WAM podcast, Nick and I have done 49. That was Tim Wakefield. We name every episode for a famous sports hero or person who carries that number. So Tim Wakefield is a Hall of Fame knuckleballer in the MLB, and we're kind of the knuckleballers of podcasts. And when I say that, 10% of the people cannot get enough of WAM. 80% really are intellectually entertained by it, and 10% hate it, like my wife. So the WAM podcast is when Nick and I take either our calendar or somebody else's calendar, and we dissect it as a student of that calendar. And so we look and show how you can be more efficient, effective, and statistically successful, how you can be more productive, accessible, and gracious with your time. It has been picked up by Podcast One. So they are migrating not just the WAM podcast, but 5 episodes of the playbook and 5 different shows that I have on office hours. So we have Made from Mistakes, the WAM podcast, Fairways to Fortune. We have Act Like a Champion, and then the general office hours show as well. They are migrating over thousands of our interviews. We have over 2,600 playbooks. We have over 905 episodes of office hours that each have 3 or 4 interviews in it. So if you take 3.5 times 900, there's over 3,000 plus the 2,600. They're migrating 5,600 episodes for us. I don't know what day they're going to air the WOM podcast. So we will send out notifications on what day the live number 50 is coming out this week. We'll let you know, but within a matter of weeks, we will have a set day that the WOM podcast will be seen on Podcast One, Apple TV, et cetera, YouTube as well. By the way, you can catch all the WOM podcasts are there right now on YouTube. So just my name, David Meltzer. Check out the WOM podcast. And if anybody would like the Student of the Calendar training, exercise, or guide, email me, the beloved servant. David means beloved, at D is my first initial for David. Meltzer means servant. David at dmeltzer.com. Hopefully that's enough information for Marianne and the crew about the WOM podcast. And I will tell you, my co-host is incredible. They've actually renamed him legally Nick of WOM. That's how incredible he is about being a well-oiled machine at the tender age of 25. Increíble. That means incredible. All right, let's take the bigger picture, which I thought was really interesting because I had my own epiphany about do unto neighbors as you would do unto yourself. For so many years, once again, a cliche, it's biblical in its nature, obviously a commandment, which means work with God, command. They're not the 10 demandments. Nobody's demanding you, ordering you to do it. They're called commandments. And if you go ahead and chat GPT or Google command, it means to work with. So we're going to work with God to try to do unto neighbors as we do unto self. And when I first learned this, what I thought it meant was be kind to your neighbor. Like, don't do things to your neighbor that you wouldn't do to yourself. But I have now come to believe that it's the exact opposite. If you treat your neighbors like you treat yourself, you're going to have no friends. You might even not have any neighbors. We are not nice to ourselves. Most of us, of course. And so I think it is just like the infinite loop of giving. It's the infinite loop of kindness to do unto others as you do unto yourself. Treat your neighbors as you would, right? Covet your neighbors. Do unto others as you do to yourself. It starts actually with self and taking care of ourselves, being kind to ourselves, being loving to ourselves, because we can't give what we don't have. And so I think it's remarkable and very interesting that I spent so many years thinking it was be nice to other people, but it really, to me, has taken on an entirely inverse meaning. Love yourself, be kind to yourself, receive, ask for more for the sake of your neighbors. For the sake of your neighbor. I can't rewrite the 10 Commandments, Nick. I can't write the cliches as they have held true. But as mentioned before, my new thoughts, meanings, feelings, beliefs about this unbelievable takeaway have changed my perception of it, has changed my meaning of it, and actually has changed my behaviors, which has changed the results that I have. So do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Covet thy neighbor as well, within the same perspective of you can't give what you don't have. Give more, you'll be given more. Give more, and given more, you can receive more. Receive more, you can ask for more than more. So you can give your neighbors more than more, be given more than more, receive more than more, and ask for more than more, so you can give your neighbors even more.
Marianne, does that help?
Oh my God, it was beautiful. Thank you so much, guys.
Have a safe trip. Say hi to your dad.
Oh no, I'm not going to see my dad. I'm going to Nashville.
We'll still see him. Still see him. Debbie still tell him.
Okay.
Oh, what are you doing in Nashville? You gonna see the Buckle? Are you gonna see Buckalula?
No, so I'm going to the Ivory Mansion that Ed Clay owns, that owns CPI, and Scotty Nelson, who's one of my clients. They have a big, huge 4th of July party, and
Oh my goodness.
they were like, they're like, did you get your ticket? And I missed it in my email. I didn't even know they bought me a ticket last week. Oh my God.
Oh my God, what nice people. Well, have a wonderful 4th of July. Celebrate the greatest country ever created.
Okay. Yes, you too. And I'm celebrating all of us here too.
Thank you.
And that we bring people.
Thank you.
We love you, Marianne, and thank you for always joining us here. We are almost to what is halftime here of the Takeaway of the Month and Ask Me Anything edition of David's Free Friday trainings, which he's been doing for over 28 years. Just as a quick reset of the room and reminder to everybody, for anybody that's on the multicast, as we are live on all platforms, if you have your takeaway of the month to share or have a question for David today, go ahead and make sure to put it in the room chat. And for all of our friends on Clubhouse, of course, if you are in the audience, use the hand icon to request to join the stage. Or if you are already on stage, just put a quick note in the room chat and I will be happy to pass the mic over your way. Now, David, for our next guest and takeaway of the month, I'm actually going to read something from our dear friend Robin, who is not able to jump on live to share, but had texted me separately as she wanted this message shared with you. So her takeaway for this month was persistence over perfection. True transformation comes from maintaining her internal thermostat and showing up consistently every single day. After 6 years of inner work, she's finally experienced a shift that she has always dreamed of. The anxious food noise that has kept her mind hostage for years is finally becoming quiet. Her focus is to stay patient, lead with gratitude, and remember that this is all a daily practice. She thanks you very much for not only being an incredible mentor on this journey, but she is celebrating her 3-year anniversary of working with you. And by doing so, she is also going to be in Viva Las Vegas. So she is excited to see us next week. And Robin, I know you are still listening in, and if not, you will catch the replay. So thank you for sharing that with us. David, passing to you for comment.
Persistence over, I missed that word, sorry.
Yeah, persistence over perfection.
Yes. Perfection is persistence. And to understand that we are perfect as we are, and to amplify who we are, the great I am, we need to figure out what we're doing to interfere with it. So how do we figure out, Nick, what we're doing to interfere with it? Through practice, through hopefully something that assembles like the 5 daily practices with the foundational values of gratitude, to find the light, the love, and the lessons while we're practicing, to be at ease by forgiving ourselves, made from mistakes, to be accountable, as we mentioned earlier with Eric Meltzer, to ask ourselves, what did we do? Say, think, feel, and believe. What did we do to attract it? What do we do to participate in the perception? And of course, effectively communicating, staying inspired by stopping, dropping, and rolling. Those 5 daily practices are no good unless they're daily. And one of the key lessons, which I would love for people to email me to ask for this exercise, david@dmeltzer.com, is the daily practices don't work unless you practice. But human nature doesn't like 2 things. They don't like the 2 things that make great leaders, and they don't like the 2 things that allow us to expand and learn. Consistency or persistence and truth. We don't like it. We don't like feedback in the present. We don't like the truth in the present. And we certainly don't like to be consistent and persistent. We don't like it. So the biggest lesson that I'd like to send to everybody that is exactly aligned with this idea of persistence over perception is the non-negotiables and the negotiables. If we can predetermine our divine alignment, if we can predetermine our divine direction and make a commitment of persistence, we will live in perfection. We won't be perfect, Nick, but we will live in perfection the majority of the amount of time. We'll spend minutes and moments outside of perfection, ease, inspiration, but we will spend the majority of our human experience, the 24 hours a day that we're guaranteed every day of our life, except for the last day will be cheated. We will spend the majority of every 24 hours at ease, inspired, in spirit. If we make a commitment of persistence of non-negotiable behavior, 90% of our growth will happen from being persistent in non-negotiable behaviors, a predetermined divine direction. And how do we do it? We have to assign the time. We have to assign the time to a non-negotiable and say, it is non-negotiable no matter what happens today, no matter what circumstances, fireworks, no matter what happens, mortgage-wise, weather-wise, argument-wise, whatever happens, I'm going to spend a minimum amount of time sleeping. I'm going to spend non-negotiable, no matter what happens, a minimum amount of time with my family, a minimum amount of time every day on my health, a minimum amount of time on my faith, a minimum amount of time studying time so I can be a Whammer like the Nick of Wham, and a minimum amount of time on relativity of that time, the meaning, so I can utilize the mathematical equation of results, making sure I do say, think, feel, and believe, to have the perceptions, the meaning, and the behaviors to get me the results that I want, regardless of the evidence. And when we utilize these non-negotiable behaviors, no matter what, knowing that, yes, we're human and we will make mistakes and be made from those mistakes, but we will learn from those mistakes, and we will make sure that if we need to make an exemption, that I didn't get the minimum amount of time on my sleep, my health, my family, my faith, the study of finance, the study of time, the study of relativity, whatever your non-negotiables are, because they're aligned with your divine direction. I just make sure I super prioritize that non-negotiable the next day so I don't miss twice in a row. That's persistence. That's persistence over perfection. And so if anybody would like the non-negotiable guide exercise training for persistence over perfection, the replay of that training, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll be happy to share that with you. And Robin, happy anniversary. Thank you for working with us for 3 years. We look forward to celebrating that and many more things in Las Vegas, where we will be. Anyone in these cities, whether it's from London, New York, Philly, Vegas, SoFi, Orange County, San Diego, any of these cities, Atlanta, Jamaica. We got so many things coming up, 200 cities. Listen up, join the text community so we can go ahead and invite you, not obligate you. And that number is always posted there, 949-298-2905. We even made a silly jingle about it, which can rock and roll you. I promise, it's super cool. Anyways, Robin, thank you so much. I acknowledge and appreciate you so much. And all of you who are part of our community, our neighborhood. It's growing, and it's growing fast. So please invite your friends, come and join us. We do meetups, holding courts, VIP dinners for charity. We do interviews. We do TV shows, podcasts. We do speeches, obviously. We have a group every Monday that meets, that Robin's in as well. And so not only do I answer questions, provide personal proximity and introductions to you, but every day, it's thousands of people are there to help each other and know people that help each other. You cannot get a greater value than being part of our group. And that's why so many people are members. Or get on my wait list if you need greater proximity with one-on-one coaching, advisory, consulting, whatever you need. Just join my wait list so I can prioritize you as my time allows. Anyway, Nick, who is up next? And I just want to tell you thank you. I love the takeaways and the questions.
Yeah, it's always my I don't want to say favorite. It's like for you picking a favorite child, but I think it's one of the most fulfilling trainings that we do.
I do pick favorite child. So, but it just depends on what day. Same with same with executives and employees, right? I have favorites. It's just which day.
More than fair. Well, today, I think one of our favorite community members is our main man, Mr. Brent Nichols. Brent, we hope to see you here as we are coming to New York City for Fanatics Fest plus Car Wash, of course. But in the meantime, why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and share your takeaway of the month or your question for David today?
Damn right. Yeah, we definitely have our favorite kids for sure. And that Monday training has like changed my life over the past 3 years. So thank you for that. My takeaway is going to change the trajectory of my business and or better wherever I want to take it. And it could help others because I'm like so excited about it. But before that, my takeaway could very well be hearing everyone's takeaways. I mean, love, right? You know, that's freaking amazing. You know, with Eric and not changing a closed mind, crazy schedule organization, all this stuff. It's so good. I'm so glad to be part of this community. I really, really, truly mean that. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But here's the takeaway. So presentation matters so much, and it's your responsibility to present with intention so you accomplish your goal and you help others. It's just this last month that things have been falling into place. Same offer, same program, different presentation, different outcome, and it's about to change the trajectory of everything I'm building, and I'm so freaking excited. So my takeaway of the month is work on your presentation. It matters.
My man, that is so true. I see so many people. I do want to touch on one thing, right? It's the same line of thinking of the people that get so busy they forget to make money. They get so busy they forget to spend time with their family. They get so busy they forget to take care of themselves. It doesn't make any sense. And you ask them why they're so busy, they'll say, "Oh, I'm so busy so I can make more money, have time with my family, and be healthy." No sense. The same thing holds true for what you have learned over the last 3 years and the capability that you have to practice the articulation of value. That's a presentation. And the key components of articulating that value or the presentation is one, knowing your timing and risk tolerance, two, knowing perceived value, which is based off of that which only practice allows you to do. Perceived value is based off of this articulation and presentation that has made all the difference is based off of how comfortable and confident you are. And guess how you become comfortable and confident in anything? Like Jim Morris said, practice. Iverson, practice. Yes, practice. 5 daily practices. That's how it happens. Non-negotiable behavior. That's how it happens. A minimum of 2 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day. I don't care. Practice is what makes you comfortable and confident. That is the key to the presentation. The preparation of the presentation, the articulation of value, that knowing I'm providing more of what people like, I'm taking away what they don't like, I'm providing more of what's working, I'm taking away what's not working, I'm providing more of what they know and taking away what they don't know. Presentation and practice, and it is a comfort and confidence of not only knowing your timing and risk tolerance of that articulation of value, but being able to be comfortable and confident in articulating it. And the last component is also attributing to the comfortable and confidentness of being able to present in the way that you present, which causes exponentiality of results, is the bottom line. You see, 80% of most people's businesses, because of where you have to start, you never get out of that motion, but where you have to start, 80% of business would bankrupt you because you start by taking deals that you're either breaking even with or losing money on. So that's how you start business. You know, you got to pilot, MVP, beta testing, get some revenue in, giving free samples. You're either breaking even or losing money when you first start. But there comes a time when you know your timing and risk tolerance, you know your perceived value, and you know your bottom line, and you got to stick to it so that you don't go bankrupt. Because if all the business you had was breaking even or losing money, you would go bankrupt. And not only does it allow you to stay in business, but it allows you to continue, like you, Brent, increase your revenue because you're increasing through practice the articulation of value, the presentation of that value to give people more of what they like, take away what they don't like, or what they know, take away what they don't know, more of what's working, take away what's not working. And within that presentation, it is no accident that you're getting the results that you desire or better. Because through that process that we described, things start accelerating, aggregating on themselves, and compound exponentially the results. So you go from 2 profitable customers to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64. And you go from 16 to 32 faster than you went from 8 to 16. And you go from 32 to 64 faster than you went from 16 to 32. Acceleration, aggregation, compounding results. Be comfortable and confident through practice. Your capability of presenting by articulating the values herein described will change everything about the way that you personally and professionally do business. And I'm glad that you're seeing those results. Please talk to these people. Robin, Brent, join our group. It's thousands of people that want to help each other and know people that help each other. Thousands of people that will buy from you and sell for you for life. Can you see any reason you wouldn't want to join us? David at dmeltzer.com. If you like the comfortable and confident exercise as well, if you like my book on this, if you like to learn how to present through the perfect pitch guide, all that are integrated, reconciled in one, just email me, the beloved servant. David means beloved. At D is my first initial. That's David. And then Meltzer means servant. David at dmeltzer.com. Nick, we are cruising into the fourth quarter. Why don't you let me know where to go? I'm here ready to celebrate all that's celebratable in our lives.
Absolutely. For our next friend, I'm going to pass it over to Marco Antonio. And then we have Hatul, who is on deck, both coming from Clubhouse. So Marco, my friend, great to see you here. Love the way that you show up, brother. Why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and share your takeaway of the month or question for David here today?
Good morning. Good morning. Fourth quarter. Let's go. All right, David. So my takeaway of the month was, fear is not our enemy. It's our reaction to fear that is our enemy. Fear is our teacher. And for me in particular, what really resonated is just practicing identifying my reaction to fear and also identifying when that fear is disguising itself as procrastination or delay in my calendar. That was my takeaway. Thank you.
Marco Antonio, that is great. The relationship and understanding and awareness that fear presents is interesting, and how we articulate that as, fear is an educator, fear is an indicator, fear promotes, protects, loves, and perfects us. Fear to me is omnipresent because we are afraid of the uncertain, and there is no certainty. And so fear is omnipresent, and you had mentioned it as an educator by how we respond or react to the natural reaction to the uncertain, which is why we have ego. We talk about ego edging good out of our life, God out of our life, gold out of our life. But the ego, if we understand its purpose to try to help us deal with the uncertain, the ego, when things are uncertain, it's going to defend us. It's going to try to control the uncontrollable, the uncertainty. And it's going to try to prove ourselves worthy of overcoming uncertainty. And so within the construct of our relationship with the omnipresent, that fear is omnipresent, comes great statements like there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Understanding the ego and how it naturally has been placed upon human nature to help us with the uncertainty or the fear that's omnipresent, and allow us to respond to the defense, to the control, to the proving mechanism of the ego. And in this context, as being an educator, comes these values that we teach in our community of, one, being grateful, to find the light, the love, and the lessons in the interference that we have created. Forgiveness for the mistakes, setbacks, failures, defining moments, historical relevances that have occurred. And again, a common theme, accountability, so that we can learn from what we did to participate in the perception, to attract it or be responsible for it, which allows us to only spend minutes and moments in our response to the defense, proving, and controlling mechanism of the ego, which is evoked by the omnipresent fear that's created by uncertainty, because we don't know what we don't know. If somebody can predict to me exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, I know how to make billions of dollars. I'd give mine to charity and allow you to keep yours. But nobody can tell me exactly what's going to happen tomorrow at what time. Which means uncertainty and fear are omnipresent, but understanding how we try to control it, how we try to prove ourselves in it, and how we try to defend ourselves from it can help us to spend minutes and moments on how we respond to it. Do we have a need to be right? Do we have a need to be offended? Do we have a need to be separate? Do we have a need to be inferior? Do we have a need to be superior? Do we have a need to be anxious or frustrated or angry or guilty or resentful or worried? The ultimate duplicative negative. Not only are we interfering with our ease, creating dis-ease, but we're wishing for what we don't want, which creates more dis-ease. It's one of the silliest things in the world, worrying about that which we can't defend, control, or prove. It doesn't make sense to me. What does make sense is when we're in this mechanism, as you said, is to simply stop. Stop trying to go over it, under it, through it, around it. Stop trying to lie to it, cheat it, manipulate it, deny it. Just stop trying to resist it. Just stop and breathe. Through your nose and out through your mouth, drop down to center to ease, and then roll into your divine direction of what do I want? Who can I help? How can I best get it done according to the circumstances with my non-negotiable and negotiable behavior? And reprioritize, as you mentioned, the antidote to feeling overwhelmed and procrastination. Prioritize or reprioritize or pre-prioritize the what, the who, and the how, knowing what's important to you. Use that urgency as a subset to determine the importance. And then you're able and capable of applying your why, not searching for something that's already there, an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, infinite, abundant, unified system that you belong to. What, the who, the how, the now, and applying our why. Understanding how fear and uncertainty is omnipresent, how the ego is there to protect us from that, to defend ourselves, to control the situation, improve ourselves. And then most importantly, how we respond to that, and understanding the only response is the only free will that we've been given. That simple thing to do, that is simple not to do, which is our mind, our body, and soul are on fire. I need to stop. I need to drop. And I need to roll into my divine direction, my potential, my higher self, closer to God. That, my friend, is the formula. Keep practicing it through the values, daily practices, and execution models that we teach. If anybody would like information on the values, the daily practices, and execution, about how this works with the fear and uncertainty, the ego, and the response, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Practice it. Be more interested than interesting. Ask for help. david@dmeltzer.com. Marco Antonio, I'm so proud of you, man. You are elevating your awareness to this critical transformational formula that has elevated so much ease for so many people. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks to you, my brother. I appreciate you. Wouldn't be here without you.
Appreciate you. Let freedom ring, the freedom to stop, drop, and roll. Nick Ablam, we got 8 minutos left. Let's rock and roll. Who's up next?
Yep, we got our friend Hatul. Hatul, I see you have already unmuted yourself, and we're very excited. I got your email early this morning, so excited to see you next month at our private members-only mastermind there in London. But in the meantime, go ahead and share your takeaway of the month or question for David today.
Thank you, Nick. Energy, frequency, gratefulness is always at a maximum for me. First, happy 4th weekend to everyone. The right to pursue happiness, liberty, freedom. Everyone should celebrate regardless of anything, wherever you are. So just spreading that to everyone. Dave, you've largely conveyed my takeaway of the month, but just a couple of slants on it briefly. One is, and I'm really living this right now, is to identify and look for the indicators for when I'm at dis-ease and when I'm out of flow. And it's very clear when the opposite is true, when I'm at ease and in flow and momentum and all of those great things. And look for those indicators, find those in yourselves. Just this morning, I found one of mine was like a vein on my forehead when I'm stressed or anxious and dis-ease. And this morning, invisible. And another strain in my cough. So those are mine and you'll have yours, but look for the indicators. And David said everything about how to, and he continues to and has, how to put yourself at ease and spend minutes and moments. And it's transformationally, like totally black and white opposite, being at ease and dis-ease. So I just invite everyone and pray that everyone spends as much time as possible at ease and as less time as possible at dis-ease. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I love that categorization, right? Is this aligned with where I want to be better, or is this interfering with it? Is this aligned with ease, or is this interfering with it with dis-ease? But it takes a construct that we are at ease as our homeostasis, as our foundational principle. We're born at ease, and we are here to learn what puts us at dis-ease. And the way that we learn these indicators, as you suggest, are clues. And so then we start looking for patterns. So a clue is, what's this big vein on my forehead? A pattern is every time I respond to the control, defense, and proving mechanism of the ego, every time I respond to this, a vein pops out. So now I've seen a pattern. My response then may be putting me at dis-ease, because if I was at ease, a vein would not be popping out of my forehead. And so now I have an indicator through the clues and the patterns that I should make different choices about how I'm responding to the controlling, proving, and defense mechanism from the uncertainty that's created. We can see clues, patterns in the uncertainty. We can see clues, patterns in the ego's need to defend, prove, or control. And then we can see the patterns and choice, clues and patterns in how we respond to the defense, proving, and controlling mechanism of the uncertainty or fear that's presented. When we utilize the entire methodology from the uncertainty itself or the fear to the ego's response in itself to prove, control, or defend it, then our response, we have a clear indication of new behaviors, new thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that will create new perceptions and can give it a new meaning that allows us to change our behaviors. And if we change our behaviors, the results will change. You've all heard that insanity is doing same thinking, feeling, and believing the same thing and expecting what? A different result. Not going to happen. Never. No way. All right, Wammer. We have 3 minutes left, and I'm not going to take another question unless someone's begging for it. Is someone really want to do it? Okay, cool. It is July 3rd. And the concept of freedom, a lot of times, and I'll send, by the way, if anyone wants that construct, david@dmeltzer.com. If anyone wants my freedom training, david@dmeltzer.com. It was a difficult decision always with July 4th, whether I do a takeaway at Ask Me Anything as my end of the month normality, or I do a freedom training for 4th of July. So I just want to take a moment to talk about freedom. One, this is the greatest country, the freest country in the world. It is the only country where you can be homeless, you can be destitute, you could be bankrupt. And if you do say, think, feel, and believe the right things in the divine direction, you have the opportunity, the option and touch of favor to be the best that you can be at whatever you want to be. No restrictions. You have an opportunity to be the best that you can be at anything you want to be, the best that you can be, your potential. No other country affords that to you. This country affords you the ability to have freedom. And freedom to me is not money. Freedom is simple. This country affords us the right to do what we want, when we want, with who we want, for as long as we want. That is freedom. Let us celebrate our freedom. This country is 250 years old. It's about 3 generations. Not very old at all. And we must unite as the United States of America. We must unite by appreciating our differences, celebrating our differences, not separating ourselves from the natural discourse of difference. Find the light, the love, and the lessons in what other people think. You don't have to agree. Use gratitude to find that light, love, and lessons. Use forgiveness of yourself to give forgiveness of others for where you do disagree, and be accountable. Ask yourself, what did I do to be responsible? What am I doing to attract this? What am I doing to participate in this perception that I'm going to give meaning to, that will create my behaviors and align in my divine direction for the results that I desire or better? That will allow me to effectively communicate with God. Not having it come to me, for me as punishment, or to me, but through me. Through me to live in abundance, to make a lot of money for the sake of helping others and having fun. And if you do that, I promise you'll be happy. I've never met anyone who makes a lot of money for the sake of helping others and having fun that isn't happy. And on this day of freedom, this weekend of freedom, the 250th anniversary of our country, that will make me happy. I appreciate our community so much, and I want to thank you. Enjoy all freedom rings for you, through you, and to you. This has been the takeaway and Q&A for the month. Nick, why don't you go ahead and close out Clubhouse? I'll go ahead and close out the multicast. God bless everyone. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. All right. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody. Just as a reminder, all the exercises, guides, and my books, all you got to do is ask. My email is pinned right here. Whoops, right there. david@dmeltzer.com. My mom purposely named me the beloved servant. Don't let her down. David means beloved. D is the first initial of my name. Meltzer is my last name. It means servant. Let me be your beloved servant. david@dmeltzer.com. We are in 200 cities a year. We do meetups for free, hold court for free, interviews. We do speeches. We do masterminds. We do VIP dinners for charity. We are blessed. We have a private networking group. I personally answer questions and network you in the proximity. I have a wait list for my one-on-one advisory investments. We do those. Email me. But if you want to be informed and invited to over 200 different events around the country and the world, 200. I use this. I'm part of the text community because I want to be informed and invited. My text is 949 area code 298-2905. 949-298-2905. We are going to be in Las Vegas for Summer League, all the car wash things I mentioned. We're going to be in Philly for the All-Star game, New York for Fanatics Fest, the EO. We're going to be in Vegas again for season, LA for SoFi Stadium, Miami FC with Messi, London for a private member, private investor group. We're going to be at the finale for the Ryder Cup of Wine in Breckenridge, Colorado. That's how you get to 200 cities, but I can't even remember all this stuff. I probably missed something along the way, or Gigi did. So please text me 949-298-2905. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Remember, let freedom ring. Appreciate our differences. Be more interested in other people than interesting to other people. And most importantly, be kind. Be kind to yourself so you can be kind to others. Be kind to your future self so you can continually be kind to everyone. God bless you. Have a beautiful 4th of July weekend. Hit it, Gigi.
Hey! 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 Oh, hey! Wanna know where David's gonna be? Get invites, updates, and community. When he's in your city, you won't miss a thing. Just text the number, let your phone ring, 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 ring. 949-298-2905. That's 949-298-2905. Events, connection, and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. 949-298-2905. That's 949-298-2905.
Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by legendary sports executive, entrepreneur, and investor David Meltzer, where the brightest entrepreneurial minds in business, sports, and entertainment get together to talk about success, failure, and everything in between.
There's so much more effort someone will give if it is not seen as the job, but the thing that they enjoy doing with their life.
We both view all of it that way. It's like, how in this interaction am I going to add excessive value to the person on the other side? And neither of us, I think, accept anything less than that.
I have no self-worth tied up in Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk, the entrepreneur. My self-worth is fully and utterly 100% attached to how I treat human beings.
Take a deep dive into the mind of some of the world's most impactful guests.
Very simply, getting people's mind realigned and showing them evidence of what they can do so that they know that they can make the right decision in the moment.
I knew I could get better, and I knew, because no matter how late to the game you are, there's a phrase I invite everybody to live by, which is there's always room for the best.
To share their strategies and tools to dominate their respective fields.
Overarching umbrella, I would say, about how to accomplish it all is to find things that you're just really passionate about and that you love and you're interested in.
You got to do it because you truly love it. And at some point, if you're thriving in it and if you are being progressive at it, you'll probably get recognized for that.
David Meltzer hosts Office Hours,